isn't in the same room, but they've kept the same desk and weirdly the same clock that were in the movie. They're just in a slightly different room. And they've got a big sign on saying, "You're all welcome here. You're welcome to use the facilities, the bathrooms. All we ask is that between these hours, it's business. Please wait till after these hours before you come down and visit the town hall." So we went down like 10 minutes to spare before you could actually go down into the actual town hall to start taking some photographs. And it was full. There was loads of nerds there, all wearing sort of like Joe's t-shirts, hats, earrings, necklaces, carrying bags, goodness knows what else. And so I couldn't tell you, it was packed. There was a lot of people waiting for the time to click over so we could all go down. And then some woman came in and she looked round, and how she could be confused about what was happening, I do not know, because everything was Joe's outside on the main street. And she gets in and she looks around at all these people and she says, "Are you all here for a fishing license?"
Wow.
And literally everybody went, "No."
No.
And then we all went down and took a lot of photographs. It was brilliant.
That's cool.
Good times.
Beautiful.
Good.
fun.
Okay, so for the people who are just dropping in to listen, you just dropped in to listen because I forgot to hit the start button a little bit at the start. So you missed part of Paul's conversation about his trip to Jaws. So,
yeah.
but hey, welcome to Free for All. This is the episode.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm bringing the party to you.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
You big dummy. Oh, great Odin's raven. Say hello to my little friend.
I stepped in a ditch last night, man. I almost closed my balls off, man.
You take drugs, Danny? Every day. Good. What's the problem?
Yeah, David.
Giggity, 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 giggity. Oh, we know what you fear well without.
I'm the doctor.
This aggression will not stand, man.
Engage. Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
But hey,
Yeah.
the first part was really good. Scott and I really enjoyed it. So you got to listen to the last part of it, but he went down for
That's the important thing.
the Jaws
That's it.
Jaws
We've
reunion.
been recording for just over 6 minutes.
Yeah.
How much of it did we miss?
Yeah.
5.5. 5.5 minutes.
No, 2 minutes. It was about 5 minutes. About 5 minutes.
Just a note to that. Actually, John, you and I had this conversation in the shop, and I couldn't remember whether we had it on a show or in the shop. NBC on the June the 20th broadcast, a special broadcast of Jaws for the 50th anniversary. And it drew 3.2 million viewers for that 3-hour period. It beat everything else on any network primetime shows across all the platforms, Fox, ABC, CBS. 3.2 million. They must have looked at that and said, hey, you know what? There's other films and other TV franchises that have anniversaries coming up. We should maybe look into this because that's a nice chunk of change for a 50-year-old movie.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
2 more years and Star Wars is going to be 50 years old.
yes, stuff like that. Stuff like that. I think you'll start seeing them kind of turn it into kind of an event thing, which is smart. You know, network TV needs all help it can get.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
Yeah,
I'd spend good money on a Star Wars celebration.
a side note to that when you saw network television, I listened to Alan Tudyk's talking on the Katie Sackhoff's podcast.
Yes.
And they had talked about Alan Tudyk's show, Resident Alien, which just got canceled by.
Yes. Yeah.
They were talking about? He says, they're on the Sci-Fi Channel down there, and Katie says, I didn't even know they were around anymore. And he says, yeah, well, it's broadcast television is dying. It's dying. The format's dying anymore. And he talked about that. I don't know if we'll be around for another season because it's just that we're on a channel that that no one knows exists. And so it's like you said, anything to get them a boost, like the 50th anniversary of Jaws on TV to get the viewers in. But I think we've talked earlier in the last show about Stephen Colbert being canceled, and you mentioned it about broadcast television dying. I think it's I don't know where we're gonna watch programs, honestly, because broadcast TV, the old broadcast TV of when I was young with the UHF, and you would go watch the old shows. That's on your Pluto and your Tubi and whatever they call it, fast TV. Is on there, and I don't even have. I do in a way, but so maybe when the Star Wars comes up, someone will cry for it to get them on there so they can get those numbers at least for one show.
I listen to a lot of podcasts now with Katie Sackhoff and Michael Rosenbaum, and they tend to have guests on that are like in the middle of the industry. They're not the A-list folks. A lot of the sci-fi folks, a lot of the science fiction folks, and action adventure folks. And Anson Mount, I listened to a podcast with him, and he said the only thing that's really filming in Hollywood now are the game shows and reality TV. He said a lot of the productions have moved out of Los Angeles because
taxes, and they're not willing to work with the companies. Yeah, I listened to that same one. Yeah,
that's a big part of that. And but these are the folks that you're getting the real stories from, because when you listen, you see interviews with the A-list folks that are still making the big money. You're not going to hear any conversations about the rotting out that's happening in that industry now, but you're going to hear it on those podcasts. And I've heard more than one. Brent Spiner, when he was on there the other day, same kind of conversation from a few different angles. That right now, there's a reason why. If you go to cons, it's a bonus for you because a lot more of these folks are starting to do more cons because it's money. So.
Yeah. So, but that's good. You had a good trip, though.
Oh yeah, fantastic trip. Yeah,
they had a good trip.
He said it's good they had a good trip.
Yeah.
If only the listeners knew everything. I'm not going to repeat it all that interesting stuff that we were doing.
Richard Dreyfuss was there, and he was kind of a dick.
Yeah. Anecdotally, that's the impression that I got.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what was good though.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, the Martha's Vineyard's quite a small community, really. It's only quite a small island. And we got an Uber to go somewhere, to go to one of the film locations. And it was an old guy. He must have been, I think he was about 80. I think he told us he was about 80. Yeah. Really nice guy. We were in the car for about 40 minutes. And we were talking to him about Jaws and whatnot. And he said, they employ quite a lot of the islanders. When that film was in production, said I was here. I was one of the extras. I said, "Oh, you're joking? What?" He told us that it was in one of the scenes where the billboard, where someone's vandalized it, so that the woman on the billboard saying "Help Shark," and like Brody and Hooper and the mayor are having this conversation, and he told us about his parts, and I looked it up because I've got the film digitally, and I had a look and I thought, oh, there he is, yeah. But he was telling us some really interesting stories about the principal actors, about the production, Spielberg, costume sets, that sort of thing. I thought, this guy, he was here. He was involved in the production of this movie, and he was telling us some stories, and that was probably the best part of the trip. And all that cost me was the price of an Uber journey.
Wow!
It's amazing, but the number of people on the island who must have similar stories, because there was an awful lot of people with locals were paid to be actors. They had people staying in the guest houses, eating in the restaurants, going in the shops. So there must be so many people with so many stories. Interesting stuff.
Yeah. That'd be an interesting podcast.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm surprised someone hasn't gotten a hold of them. It's funny. I was watching a clip with when you talk about extras. George R.R. Martin was in this. Looked like it was a relatively new clip. George R.R. Martin was in a sit-down interview, and someone, one of the reporters or someone on the panel, said that they were talking about the lack of diversity in the extras on some of the Game of Thrones thing, and it was a gotcha. It was one of those stupid gotcha questions they do sometimes. He said, "Well, when we're on set, we hire the locals, and when you're in Morocco, you get Moroccans." And then he just kind of looked at her like, "You're a dick, and now I've just made you look like a dick. Enjoy your dickness." Yeah. It was just like, yeah, we hired locals, and they look like they were from the local area. Thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What can you do?
Yeah. We're gonna fly in a bunch of
people.
We're gonna fly in a bunch of Chinese and all these different, and it's just to stand there in the background and cost us more.
Yeah, it was just a dumb question. He gave a great answer to it.
Yeah.
Have either of you watched Strange New Worlds yet?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, we were worried you didn't get it because, as you said earlier in the last podcast, you're a little behind sometimes on stuff.
Yeah, well, it depends what streaming service I'm watching it on.
Okay.
Netflix, Paramount, Amazon, that sort of thing. I think the kind of worldwide releases. Anything that you get on the sort of North American only channels that end up on Sky are usually a few months behind.
Okay.
It's like Dead City. Series 2, Season 2, the Walking Dead spin-off. That only dropped on Sky probably about a month ago, if that. Just to give you a bit of an idea. And I did watch it all, by the way. So I really couldn't see the point. I have no fucking clue why they made it. I have no idea why there's a Season 2 of Dead City. And I'm baffled as to why there's going to be a Season fucking 3.
Okay.
Here we are.
Okay, so I haven't watched episode 3 of Strange New Worlds yet.
Neither have I.
Yes,
So
back to Strange New Worlds. Yeah, I watched it yesterday. Actually, they come out. It gets released on Thursdays here. Yeah. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, well, it's probably the same here, but I just didn't get around to finding it until.
Yeah. Oh,
I
get free Paramount Plus because I've got Sky Cinema. So that's nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, before we start this conversation, have either of you had a candy by the name of Whoppers?
Yeah.
You know what they look like?
Yeah, they're round.
Whoppers.
And chocolate.
They're round chocolate. Okay. Good enough. Just keep that in your mind as we go on with this interview. Okay.
Interview.
So,
do I need to
fix my tie?
So, Strange New Worlds. What's your thoughts on it, guys?
I applaud them for trying to vary the storylines. It's the swinging, aren't they? The swinging.
That's a very polite way to say. Yeah, some of it sucks, some of it didn't.
Yeah.
The swinging. Which is the one with the wedding? Was that the first episode?
Second one.
Was that second episode. The first one was part 2 of the.
Yeah.
That second episode, what I was hoping for, as with. I mean, yeah, okay.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe
comes into the episode and starts fucking with people.
Yeah.
Now, we've seen most of Q in Next Generation.
Yeah.
Because him and Picard go head to head. Picard normally either outsmarts him, or just manages to
fuck you,
bluff him, or pretty much.
Yeah.
He's not taking any of his shit.
Yeah.
And Picard gets the better of him. In this show, no one, it was absolute lost cause. Nobody would have been able to do anything about this. It was just going to start killing people. And then real Q, in air quotes, comes in and just says, stop being a naughty boy, come home now, your tea's ready. And that was it. And that's like the end of the episode. I thought, that's not very satisfying.
He's coming back, I think.
Oh, I would imagine so.
Yeah, he's coming back.
So, yeah, I quite like that actor, Rhys Darby.
Yeah.
He's doing quite a few things.
Yeah.
I saw him originally as a stand-up comedian. He was quite funny. He was in What We Do in the Shadows in the movie.
Yeah.
But I digress. So, yeah, very unsatisfying. I Yeah, and then at that point, I thought to myself, this is not a good sign for this season if this is the quality of the story that we're going to be getting. Because I'm a big fan of Strange New World.
Yeah.
I love those characters. I love I love those actors and the way that they're portraying the characters. But so far, it's like,
so far it's 50-50.
You're not winning. Yeah, you're not really winning. You're not, it's like I say, you're trying something different and you're not really winning. So yeah, that's my view of it so far.
They've my thing is that they haven't tried anything different. What they did is we got this character that was introduced a long time ago. Let's introduce him into this part and meet him up. And it's the same thing. I have to go back and watch the original with Trillian in it when Kirk met him to see how that mixes things up. Because I want to see
that's a good point.
Did Spock meet him? Does Spock know who this guy is? Because if Spock met him, he knows who he is, or has an inkling that what this character is, right?
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
And if this is the same character, Trillian, he's been spanked twice by Daddy, right? First in this series and then in the Kirk one. So, I didn't really need to know more about the character. All he did here was confirm that he was a Q. That's the only reason he was in here. To confirm that this character was a Q. That was it. Mm-hmm. You didn't have to. Like, it was like, it was one of those episodes where I looked at my phone just as much as I looked at the TV. Right? So it's because it wasn't really grabbing me. But the first part, unless we want to go on, you could talk about the second episode, Scott. But the second episode with me was just, man, you only got 10 episodes. You don't need any throwaway episodes. That's for 22 seasons.
No. The filler episodes are supposed to be around about episode 7 or 8. You push them towards the back of the season.
But you don't need them at all in a 10 season.
Don't put filler episodes at the start of your season because people just switch off and just stop watching it.
But
if you've only got 10 episodes per season, why have you got filler episodes anyway?
Yeah, there shouldn't be any. There shouldn't be any filler episodes in 10 seasons. Especially when you're taking a year and a half to fucking do them, right? There should be no fucking reason for a filler episode.
Yeah. You guys know the show is canceled, right?
Yeah, they're doing a season 5.
Yeah, season 5.
Yeah.
So they're
they're doing like a half season.
Yeah,
half season, like 6 episodes.
Yeah, season 5 is the final season. That's 6 episodes. So but
it's when I heard the news it had been cancelled before the new season started.
Yeah,
and I thought, oh shit, that sucks. Because I really like this show and I really like these characters. And then so far in this season, I'm thinking, I can see why it's been cancelled.
Yeah.
They do not have any ideas.
Well,
I would
got
suspect
3
that
million.
Somebody saw the footage. Somebody watched the season, and when the executives watched the season, said, "Okay, we're going to pull the plug on it."
Well, it's also a shitload of money. Shitload of money.
Yeah.
And then when you take a year and a half, that's a problem. Something like I haven't gone back and watched Ed and Reacher, but some of these shows, like I really wanted to watch them, but then I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting, and then finally it's like, I don't care anymore. I'll move on to something else. And
that was the problem with Westworld. When Westworld season 1, everyone raved about it. Mm-hmm. It was fucking awesome. And it took them 2 years before any more Westworld came. And
it killed it. It killed it. I was watching it. I watched the first season. And I was thinking, this is a fucking masterpiece. And then 2 years later, their audience was in half. And then the third, I've not watched the 4th season yet. And the 3rd season was in less. And then they kind of just, they put out a thing saying, we're going to make the 4th season, but we're not really going to put a lot of money into it. So I'm kind of iffy about watching it.
They burn themselves. And then they wonder why people don't watch. And my only hope is that I'm hoping that season 4 of Strange New Worlds is done. Because if I got to wait another year and a half for a show that should have had already filmed, you know, it's like, come on.
Hollywood needs to get out of that pandemic planning mentality and get back to a more rigorous schedule. I mean, that's what's kind of happening, and they can't run it like that. With that, I love the first episode.
Yeah.
First episode I thought was very well done with the Gorn. I wish they'd do more with it. The second episode was, first of all, Wham has no fucking place in Star Trek ever. Wake me up before you go. I was like, what are you fucking doing? I looked at
an interesting choice.
I looked at Susan. I said, okay, this is the Klingon singing last season. This is what it was. Celia Rose, Uhura, is forever known to me as Commander Whoppers, because that outfit was just. I was like, you know what? Okay, that she's a very healthy young lady, and it looks great. And I was funny because Uhura had always worn those very they're form fitting, but they were very covered up everything. When I saw her in that dress, I was thinking someone must have heard me say something offhand and said, you know what, let's give Scotty a little fucking rope and see if he can hang himself with it. But she looks fantastic. I will say that she is a beautiful woman. Beautiful. Q's back. I hope they bring him back more, actually. I don't know whether after Picard I think he probably wants to do more work within the Trek universe. I think it would be great to see him and Anson Mount or a few other of the folks in scenes. But, it's one of the characters that's, I don't know whether, I think the Gorn, if they had done more with the Gorn this season, but that one and done where they put them to sleep and he's like, I'm leaving it for somebody else. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But
that means that when he shows up in Kirk's universe, it makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things that I'm wondering where they're going to go with the next 8 episodes, because their second episode was kind of a downer. So.
Yeah.
There's a bit of fallout from the first episode. Like trauma and so on. That's recurring. The third episode is quite good because it features a Doctor quite heavily, who I think is one of the better characters. He's a really cool character.
Yeah, he is.
But I almost don't want to say it, but I feel like I should, just for my own satisfaction. All I'll say
fuck you too, I'm telling.
I think, bear in mind, it's been in development. This season's been in development for so long. I think when they wrote episode 3, there must have still been some mileage in The Walking Dead, and they thought, we can do something with that, and that's all I'll say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that next time.
An industry eating itself.
Yeah. I disagree with bringing Q back. I don't want Q because even though it's fun that we have the capability to go back and explore characters that we would like to know more about, when you do that, then you start changing the story too much in the future episodes because you keep retconning. Is it retconning stuff?
Retcon.
I think it's called Whoian now. It's like Dr. Whoian it.
Who's been like that for a long time. But don't even get me on fucking Doctor Who and their...
I can tell I just both made you angry just by saying that fucking...
No! It's not angry because of your statement. Your statement is correct in a way.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why it made you angry.
So it's like...
That's why we're angry.
Yeah, it's so fucking correct. But because then you go, okay, the Gordon we're here, let's make sure we got history of it. And then suddenly it's Kirk shows up and we have no idea who the fuck they are. Yeah, that's the problem. Especially, and then with Q, like Q showed up, Trillian shows up in Kirk's episode. Who the fuck are you? Right? So I don't want Q back. I want him not to interact with anybody until we get to Kirk. Okay? I don't want him back. I don't want him constantly falling back on characters because You talk about lazy writing on shows, Scott. That's lazy writing to me. Episode 2 was
It is.
it's there's no, you have so much history of different stuff, of different adventures that you could go on with the Strange New Worlds, than having to bring back old characters just because somebody who loved the old show or whatever wants to jerk off and write his own theory about it, right? So,
Or old characters. Remember the pizza monster from the original series? That was a cool fucking... They could have characters like that from the original series that's barely been touched and barely
the pizza
fleshed
monster.
out. Remember the pizza monster? When they were digging into the planet?
Oh, the rock monsters. Yeah.
Yeah. You could have characters like that really haven't been fleshed out and kind of introduce them through that. So you're like, oh, it would get views on the original series, but don't take big characters that have already been done and bring them into it. There's a reason why the Gorn was such an awesome thing in Strange New Worlds, because it was the Boba Fett of the Star Trek universe. That's who he was. He was the Boba Fett of the Star Trek universe. It was this cool character, one episode, and let's flesh him out a little more. And they could do that with characters from the original episodes that weren't fleshed out. But to bring someone Q in, it's like, that horse has been beaten for like 30 years now.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, Paul, you and I are going to become the Siskel and Ebert, because I'm telling you, we disagreed on Superman, and now we're about to disagree on Walking Dead, Dead City. We need to get a movie theater and a setup, and
I'm just going to sit back and rest and watch you guys go ahead.
Yeah, we should get on Patreon. We can make a lot of money. Okay, I would love to hear your views. Yeah.
I thought it was better than the first series. The actor who played the Croat, he's a character actor. To me, he was the Scott Wilson of this series. And I mean that, where he's a great character actor. I've seen in lots of stuff that he's never had a really moment to shine, but a great actor. Lisa Emery, did you see Ozark?
No, never seen it. No.
She is in Ozark.
I keep meaning to. Right.
She is so fucking good in Ozark. When I saw her, and even Gavis Chalaman, he's the guy to play Armstrong, the Confederate guy. Kim Coates from Sons of Anarchy, fantastic actor. They brought so much to this season that when they were doing scenes that they were in, I was thinking, this is just great acting outside of, even the script.
That guy, he was excellent. Every scene he was in was electric. He really brought something to. He went, whatever they were paying him, he delivered twice as much as they were paying him for.
Kim Coates,
he really brought that to life.
Canadian guy, actually. But there was some dumb stuff, and I kind of alluded to it before. I felt like at some point in time I was watching two different shows. And I went and I Googled the actress, because I was sitting there saying to myself, I need to know this actress' name. I need to know this actress's name when I reference this. And I wonder, how did Puya Mushani survive that fucking long? That crew of whalers, where they were like, but their setup, the gate that was wide open, and the whole thing was full of walkers. Their little refuge with the big stained glass windows that were wide open. How did these people survive as long as they did? And it was hilarious to see the casting, because this is New York City, and most people in New York City are very, very physically attractive. So you saw all of these, apocalypse survivalists that were so attractive. You're thinking to yourself, these people are so beautiful. How the hell are they in the apocalypse, and how they survive this long? So sometimes I thought I was watching two different shows. There was the inner city one, and then the dipshits out there in the woods that all of them deserve to die. And that wailing scene, when the one get taken down and they start wailing, the zombies came from the back. I was literally like, it was like Hungry Hippos. I was cheering for the hippos. Just eat these idiots so they, I don't have to see them on the screen anymore. But I mean, as far as that made the series for me, because those four actors and the stuff they were put into, I love the bear. I actually enjoyed that part of it.
Zombie bear?
Yeah, I didn't expect that. Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, the bear was interesting. So I actually enjoyed that season better just for the addition of that acting, and even the son, even Laura's son. He's actually a decent actor. I was surprised.
Yeah, I think he was in Ghostbusters, wasn't he? Is that the same guy? Same lad?
I can't remember because I blocked that entire fucking thing out of my mind. It's like PTSD. But
it never happened.
Yeah. But I actually enjoyed it. I'd be curious why that you did not enjoy it at all.
It's like I said, like I was just left thinking, why have they done this? Because I don't think that it actually progressed any character arc for anybody really. There was it left me with some big questions, and I think that was the part of the problem. It's like, I mean, yes, there's the obvious one. It's like this small group of people think that they're going to go and take over New York, and they're all soldiers, and I think like you said before I even started watching it, it's like they'd never seen a zombie before. They didn't know what to do. It's like, how the fuck can you not know? I mean, you're all carrying guns. I mean, obviously there are cases where you don't want to draw attention to yourself because noise is going to attract even more of them. But have you not got a knife? Have you not got bayonets or swords or something? They just sort of like all the extras. I don't know what direction they were given, but it was just sort of like look around as if you haven't actually seen anything yet, because it's just sort of like looking around. Oh, I've been bitten. You don't just stand there in a fucking group when you've got like zombies. I found that very frustrating.
Yeah,
but that in itself, that isn't even the real issue. That was just frustrating. It's like, this is New York, and I don't actually know off the top of my head how many million people live in New York, and the streets were deserted.
Yes.
It's like, where are the fucking zombies? You've set a you've set a series in New York, and it's supposed to be this like really dangerous place, and everyone's just fucking sunbathing and just sort of like wandering around. Every now and again, a zombie comes along and they just stab it in the head. There you go, got it. I've got it. And it's like, where are the zombies? Where's it? They made a point of saying right at the start of the season, nobody goes in Central Park because if you go in, you don't come out. Everybody was going in and coming out. It's the only people who didn't come out are the people who lived there, who'd survived there in air quotes for what are we 14 years into the fucking apocalypse now. They've survived there for 14 years, and then all of a sudden the oldest died like that. It's all of them, every single one of them, just got wiped out by a horde of zombies.
Well, they did leave the gates open, so I mean that.
Well, yeah. Oh, well, there's your problem right there. Left the fucking gates open, and then sort of like 5 zombies came in, killed everybody, and went. They killed a platoon of soldiers, all carrying weapons, and then just wandered off. And then, on a similar note, when the girl whose name I forget was poorly, and Negan went to the hospital to get some supplies, and they said to him, everybody who's gone to the hospital has died. They said nobody has ever come back from the hospital. And Negan walks in there, gets what he needs, and walks back out again.
I know.
Like, what's happened to everybody else? It's like, and then there was the moment
they went in the wrong door.
I think that's it.
In the outdoor.
Just wait. There's like 30 people inside the hospital, sort of like pushing when it says pull, and that's why they've not come back out again. And it's like, and then there was I don't really understand why there was that room full of children, the dead children, all the children zombies. I mean, it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool. I'll give you that. It was pretty cool, but they weren't just dormant, they were just like stood there, wobbling about and moaning and things, and Negan just walked right past them.
Yeah.
And they had to be kind of like something had to make them actually want to come and attack him, and then they did.
Yeah.
And but I don't really understand why. There was nothing that really gave you a hint as to why that was the case. What else?
The guy, did you see the guy? I mentioned this on one of the shows before, that a guy had died that wasn't in the group previously. Like when you said the walkers are killing all the people, I watched the footage back, and there was this old guy, and they showed a footage of him getting taken down by a walker, and he wasn't with the group in any other scenes. It was weird. He was just some guy that walked out of the brush and said, "What are you guys doing?" Ah! It was it was so poorly done. Yeah.
I know. And it's like, and it showed right at the start that they're creating, they're powering things through methane, and it's like, but they're lighting up Radio City, they're lighting up Fifth Avenue, they're lighting up all these buildings. How much fucking methane have you got?
Yeah.
It's all these lights are on constantly. It's like, how much methane have you got? You don't need to put the Radio City neon lights on. You know, just you just want heating, you want lights, and that's it. So I thought, yeah, all right. I'm not going to go on too much about that because it is what it is. It's an aesthetic, you know. It's a choice. It's just setting the scene, aren't they? But this, I think we've spoken about with regards other Walking Dead shows as well. Not just this one, but this one does it as well. Everyone's got a car. Everyone's got a car. Everyone's got fuel. The cars are actually in pretty good condition. You know,
yes, it's amazing.
They're all quite well kept. It's like, what's happening? You know, we're going further and further and further into the apocalypse, and everyone's sort of like, yeah, fuck it. You know, yeah, you've got cars, yeah, you've got guns. I mean, in the Walking Dead flagship show, they even had the good grace to show them having to make their own bullets, and you know, using horses and that sort of thing. You know, real sort of like end of the world survivalist stuff. They just don't give a shit about that anymore.
No,
everyone's got clothes. I mean, that uniform that they gave Maggie when she sort of like volunteered to go with them to New York. I mean, how many people get tailored uniforms?
Crisp and pressed. Yes, fucking right.
That was a perfect fit. Everyone's got clothes. Everyone's got guns. Everyone's got cars. Everyone's got electricity.
And they're beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah. So New York. Well, everybody in New York has a gun and ammo. I mean, come on. So how many houses? They can go to every house and get a gun and ammo.
Yeah, but it's like but this is where we come on to what I think is the biggest problem with the whole season, which is why I say I don't understand why. I don't understand the point. I get that they're introducing a storyline where Maggie's son is sort of getting a little brainwashed into, you know, being on the bad guy's side type thing. But what's the deal with Negan? I mean, his whole thing was they kept him locked up for a year or whatever, and then they decided that they needed him, and he's the only person that can do whatever it is that they needed him to do. And I'm really not sure what it is that he actually did that no one else can do. And it's like, yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand why you needed Negan for this TV show, because I really don't know what he contributed to it that no one else could have.
He's manipulative. I know that's the only thing I can think of. He's incredibly manipulative, and he can bring those groups together. That's what I saw in this, when they thought he could bring these groups together, and he kind of did. And if he couldn't, he'd just kill them.
Yeah. I mean, it even took him a little while to warm up. What I was hoping for, to be honest, out of this season was, because they kept pushing him. First half of the season, they kept pushing him. They kept sort of like killing people that he didn't want them to kill. They were threatening his wife and his kid. He went and made that deal with those people that they all just went in and killed. Immediately after he went in and made that deal, they killed the violinist, which he took really personally.
Mm-hmm. That was good, actually. I like that scene. I like that scene. That was good.
That was very tense. Yes, that was a good scene. Oh, yeah, it wasn't all shit. Like I say about most things, it wasn't shit enough for me to stop watching it. It's just at the back end of it, I just thought, I don't know what happened there. I don't know why that season was made. What I was hoping for was was Negan to go like full Negan. At some point, he's just going to be like, right, fuck this shit, and he's going to start smashing people's fucking heads in, and he's just going to be sort of like strutting about the place.
They won't do it.
That's why. No, but
they won't do it.
That's why you have Negan in your TV show. And if you're not going to let Negan be Negan, why is he in the show in the first place?
Yeah,
because he's already had his redemption arc. I don't know I don't know what value he's bringing to the show.
Have you watched season 2 of The Last of Us yet?
Yes, I did.
Okay, we'll talk about. I don't really want to talk about this show, but we'll talk about next show. But I found a lot of the things that you're finding wrong with Dead City wrong with Last of Us.
That had its problems as well.
Yeah, we'll discuss that a little later. Did you see Karate Kid Legends?
No,
Either of you?
No. I will watch it because I love Cobra Kai.
Okay, we'll hold off on that then. We'll hold off on that.
I just got a quick thing. I was flipping through, listening to you guys, but flipping through, but there's a little thing said Kevin Feige just said that you won't see any of the characters from Phase 4 or 5. They're gone. They'll never come back in the future. So they show
the classic characters.
Whatever.
Yeah, you never see the Eternals again.
No, like what they show on there? Oh, like what's her name? Who got all the powers? Like the Skrull.
Oh, yeah, Super Skrull.
Skrull. You won't see back. You won't see the from Moonhawk or Moon Knight, the one girl, and I actually saw a thing saying he's telling them that we've got to cut back way back. Like you might see one movie a year, one new TV series a year.
Well,
so
I mean, as far as the Eternals, you're never going to see an Angelina Jolie again because most of those people were just slumming. They were there for the Marvel paycheck.
Yeah.
And B, they're too expensive to get a game.
Yeah.
And they never clicked the first time around. So the Eternals, I'd be surprised if the whole cast doesn't just disappear.
The Sky Fox. They showed a picture of the Sky Fox. He showed up at the end credits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Star Fox, yeah.
Star Fox, whatever his name is. He's like they're not going to see them again. So that's okay.
No, that's good. I mean, he's not telling us anything we already didn't know. I mean, that guy, it was a Jonas brother. He was a singer. I mean, I think that's gonna be a memory hold area. That last 5 years of Marvel, especially the movies, they're just gonna act like it didn't exist.
Yeah, yeah. Rush too much out. So, but where are you gonna go, Scott? You said you're starting to say something before I interrupted you. But actually, Paul, you've got, like I said, you got the shit.
I watched.
Paul's got a bunch of shit. We can.
I've got.
How about we go through Paul's? Because you and I, Scott, can do a show where it's just you and I.
Sure.
And then, but Paul only gets shit like once a month. So let him. Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, I won't go through. I'll save some of it.
Yeah.
Have you guys spoken about Ironheart yet on any of the shows?
I finished watching it last night.
I've seen them both.
You seen them both?
Okay. Oh, you've seen them both.
Well, yeah.
I've seen 2 shows. That's
okay.
I stopped watching.
You stopped watching? You weren't entertained enough to go any further?
Susan was laughing openly at it. I said, "Okay, well, if she thinks that sucks, I'll watch it myself if I want to." She was literally like, "This is one of the dumbest Marvel shows I've ever seen," and a lot of her reasons for thinking that made sense. And we are like, "Okay, we'll watch something else," and I never got back to it.
Well, that's cool. Let's talk about Susan's things because I watched it. I wasn't. Again, I was watching it and then playing a little bit, but I didn't think it was awful. I didn't think it was awful at all. So,
no,
it was
again. It certainly wasn't shit enough for me to stop watching it.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things that really baffled me was why the fuck has this crew of criminals come together? It's like the jobs or the heists that they went on, it's like, was it you the jobs that you're going on are really high end things, you know, and you guys are a bunch of backstreet amateurs as far as I can tell, because you know, it's like you've got two they thens that are sort of like that fight. You've got someone who's got a computer. I mean, who the fuck else? You've got someone who's got a gun. You've got someone. This is the one that really fucking baffles me the most. You've got a woman who's an explosives expert, but you don't actually see any expertise. I mean, anyone can just like push a fucking button and blow a wall up, or a hole in a road or something. It's like, which one of you fuckers is the expert? Which one of you guys is the one that's like world class supervillain material? You're a bunch of fucking jokers. And what? Right after the first heist, when they ended up doing something, I can't even remember what it was, but the payoff was that they forced some CEO to sign over something like 51% of the shares to these guys. So they have a controlling interest in this company. I thought, that's not how it works.
Every lawyer in the nation stood up and said, under duress? Under duress.
Yeah.
None of that is real.
That is not going to stand up. That is, what on earth? And this is like, this is the most comic book shit I've seen. Oh my God. And I was kind of offended by it. It's like, what? How stupid do you think we are? I mean, okay, like, even if this is for kids, I mean, it's like, oh my God. I just thought, I can't get on board with any of this.
Someone called that explosives expert the Starbucks explosives team. Because they all look like Starbucks employees.
Yeah.
In Seattle or something. The Starbucks explosives team, and I was like, the stuff on X maybe was 10 times better than anything I saw on the show.
But what if you talk about her, the explosive?
Oh, I don't understand any of this.
Well, the arsonist, the explosive expert, he figured she was good at it because she was lighting matches and throwing it into a car, setting it on fire. You know?
Yes.
Oh, you're an expert.
Just
wow. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're on the team. Yeah. I mean, holy shit.
Yeah,
I mean, you've got a guy here who's got a magic cloak, and he's got these idiots pulling off jobs for him. It's like, you can turn invisible. You're pretty much invincible. You can, I mean, all these sort of like mind powers and shit. You could just walk into any office in any city block in New York City and just make anyone just sign over millions of dollars to you, and you're going through this amount of effort. It's like,
you know why? Because diversity. That's why. I just fucking like it.
Oh man,
the whole premise. The whole premise. Yeah. Susan, this is what made Susan tap out. The whole premise. She said, and I'm paraphrasing. She said, "This lady, because right out of the gate within the first 5 minutes, she said, you know what? Tony Stark couldn't have done what he did if he wasn't a multimillionaire." And she's seen all the films, and she said, he built his original armor in a fucking cave with scraps. And then the first thing she did was steal his armor and fly off home.
Yeah.
And she's like, and I remember she said that was the dumbest, like, she said, I've seen the movies. I know what this is about. And that's why she said at the end of the second episode, she's like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
Like, right out of the gate, she's like, this is really bad writing.
Oh, cool.
Like, honey, you're a racist. I said,
you're a racist.
I'm racist. She just looked at me. That was the best part of those first 2 episodes, is she would say something, I'd be like, that's a bit racist of you.
You know, I suppose maybe that's the problem with, I watched the show because Paul had watched it, so I figured I better watch it so I have something to talk about. So when I'm watching it, I'm not watching, I'm just kind of paying attention. And you're right, I never paid attention to that really, because Tony did it in a cave in Coney, and he didn't have a whole bunch of stuff. And then the only reason he got better because when he got home, he could access his millions. But she's starting from having a suit already, you know.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
The writers have not watched, and that's the problem that's been with these last 5 or 6 years. You can tell that the people who are writing some of these TV shows have not seen anything that has come before. They were just said, you're going to be writing a show, and we don't, and we've heard this, that some directors will say, don't watch anything to do with this character. Are you fucking insane? Why would you tell someone like that to not have any working knowledge of who you're actually writing about? Okay.
And come on, and she's living in New York City. There's tons of junk around. There is tons of junk.
Exactly. So, anyway, I got the 2 episodes. So I did hear the reveal of Mephisto.
Yeah.
Yes.
So did it get better? I guess is my question.
No, because it didn't show up until the end.
Oh no.
Okay.
No. The show. Yeah, the show.
I don't understand why he's in there, but whatever.
Well, because he gave that guy the magic cloak.
I know,
so
but
he had
like
to be in it to say, yeah, it was me that gave him the cloak.
And
that's it. That's the only reason. It was just they just wanted Mephisto in there because otherwise, what's the point of the show?
Well, everybody's been screaming for a Mephisto, right? Everybody, where's Mephisto?
Right.
Where's Mephisto? Okay, here you go. Fuck.
Yeah.
Shut up.
And here's your Mephisto.
Yeah.
It's all like this.
I keep thinking about fucking doing this, Mephisto.
No, but yeah, I mean, this is kind of thing. It's like, but this was the wrong show to put Mephisto in. You know, it's like she's got an Iron Man suit, and now it's being powered by magic.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that again. She has an Iron Man suit that's being powered. By magic.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing that in the comics right now, and it just got canceled. The series just got canceled. There's a guy named Spencer Ackerman who was writing Iron Man. Who was a good guy, and Iron Man's armor was powered by magic, and it got canceled at 10 issues.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much that plays.
Oh, there was a run of the Punisher, as you know, where he died, got brought back to life, and was given a magic coat that he could reach into to pull out any weapon that he could imagine. That was the worst season of the worst run of the Punisher.
Yeah.
As a 30+ year Punisher fan that I have ever read, because you can't just smash those two things together.
It's lazy writing.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, how are we going to resolve this? Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to say, the only thing I liked about the magic part is the young lady who was playing the girl, the magic, was fucking cute.
Yes.
Male chauvinist pig. Hello, how you doing? She was cute.
Commander Whoppers. I mean, it's just that kind of show.
So it's like the hat, the glasses. Oh, she was fucking cute.
It's not even as if I don't mind magic. You know, I like the Doctor Strange movies. I liked the Agatha All Along show.
Mm-hmm.
But when you've got someone in an Iron Man suit, you know, punch a tank or something. You know, there's like there was one moment that they showed in the trailer.
The van,
punches the truck and it goes flipping over, and that was the only good bit. You know, it's not like that's what we're paying to see. That's what we want to see happen. You know, we want to see the Iron Man suit, and we want to see like punch tanks and things.
Okay.
We don't need magic.
Okay.
All
right.
They smash the two things together and it didn't work.
So I got to hang up, call back, and then Scott, you got to be done by 11, right?
That fucking Stan Lee avatar rocks.
It's mesmerizing. I can't stop looking at it every time it's on screen. Like,
I love it.
What magazines they got there? Incredible Hulk?
Yeah, it's Marvel something, but yeah, it's.
That looks like Batman. It kind of looks like the Hulk, but that where his fingers are.
That's the Hulk.
Like Batman.
Hulk, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it looks like Batman and the Hulk to me. But
God bless his soul.
For Fuck. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Right,
okay, you can turn your camera on now.
Wait a minute. Oh yeah, okay.
I can only see so much naked Stanley.
Yeah. That's enough. You know.
You know the thing that sucked. I was sitting there saying to myself, that looks awesome, and then I realized, oh, no one can see me, but still, that looks awesome.
Okay. All right. So who are we gonna piss on next?
How long have we got?
About 15 minutes. About 15 minutes.
We get 15 to 25.
Nah, we'll do 15, and then
Okay.
You don't need to get in any more trouble.
I've got a couple of recommendations that I want to give you.
Okay, go.
And I've got other things to talk about, but
Sure.
I was going to mention The Old Guard 2, which I watched, and then I've got 2 recommendations for you.
Okay.
Have either of you seen The Old Guard 2?
I did, and it was kind of like, I have to admit, it's another one where I got bored a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
So
unfortunate.
I'm hoping you paid attention to this part because I didn't. So I'm going to bring that up right away so I can get it done. So how the hell does she get her immortality back?
I thought that was a bit of a cop-out. I actually preferred the story when she didn't have her immortality and she was rolling around with the immortals, and she was having to be ultra careful. I thought that was interesting. And as soon as she got them back, I kind of checked out the movie at that point. I thought, now it's not interesting anymore. Now we've just gone right back to immortals fighting immortals. So basically, they found out in a book, I think it was.
Yeah, see,
because he went to a librarian.
Yeah. No, I got all that, Paul.
One of the oldest immortals.
So I got all that.
So basically, the guy that double-crossed him in the first movie.
Yeah.
To make up for it, they found out that if an immortal is dying, he can gift his immortality onto somebody else. So he put himself in a position where, let me think. Oh no.
Yeah. No. Okay.
How does it work? It's something like that. It's so basically, right. So the new woman, the black woman from the army.
Yeah.
It turns out that she's the last immortal, and if she injures you, then you lose your immortality. However, if there's a short period of time before you lose your immortality where you can gift it to somebody else. So he puts himself in a position where he fights her, lets her injure him because they're supposed to be sparring, and she doesn't realize that she's taken away his immortality, and he thinks, right, so he goes to what's her face, and he doesn't even have to do anything. It just kind of sort of like just wills it to happen, and it happens. So he gifts his immortality to her, and then that's it. So then she's got it. So as long as she doesn't get injured by the black woman again, then she'll be fine. So he lost his immortality, and then he died when they were going on that raid.
All right.
To free the people.
Yeah.
So, but I just thought, whatever.
Yeah, but if I was watching that movie I'd be like, okay, wait a minute, what's doing? I get it now. Like, it's just one of those things that there's sci-fi, and then there's so convoluted sci-fi that there's the journey, and then there's I don't give a fuck where this journey's at this point in time, and I haven't seen the movie, but it feels like that,
And then they left it for a third one.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think they knew that they were going to make a third one, or they're hoping they're going to make a third one. Whether they will or not, I do not know. But I think what they thought was, well, if there's going to be a third one, let's just make the whole second movie about exposition. It's just all exposition. It's just all about what happened to this woman that ended up at the bottom of the sea, how she gets her immortality back, why she takes her immortality away from them, who these people are, who that woman is, how it's all exposition. The whole fucking movie is exposition, and then they have a fight at the end, and then it sort of like sets it up for a third movie. It's like,
wow.
So I am dying to read the story in the comic book because I thought that can't be it. That can't be the second story in the comic books. I've got it. I've got it. I've got volume 2. I've not read it yet.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to find out just how close it is to the movie. I'll have to let you know. But yeah,
how's the acting?
Because well, it's Charlize Theron, so it's good.
It's good. Okay.
I mean, to be honest, the two guys, the gay couple, I like those characters. I think they're great. I really like them. I like the new girl, the army woman. Uma Thurman's in it, her agent's working over. She is on the phone constantly at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's kind of got high production values. It looks good. It's like some of the action's pretty good. The actors are good. Netflix has spent some money on it, but the whole thing's just exposition. It's like, oh my god, this is such a. Because when I went to go and watch it, and I realised that I didn't really remember much of the first one, because I think it's about 5 years since it came out. So I watched the first movie again before I watched the second movie, and I watched the first movie and I thought, that's actually really good. I'd forgotten it was actually a good movie, and then I immediately started watching the second one. I just thought, oh no, no.
When you talk about this exposition, there's it just came out a couple weeks ago. There was a podcast interview with Charlize Theron. She was being interviewed with this young lady, and sometimes with these podcasts, the interview can be a real kiss ass, where they'll just they'll just be a real kiss ass. And Charlize Theron talked about the fact she had a one night stand with a 26-year-old, and they spent 10 minutes analyzing and giving the metaphysical interpretation of having some young cock. And it was just like, what are you fucking? I can't do the interview justice, because it's like, what are you ladies doing right now? They were trying to analyze it and make it like kind of like what you're saying they did in the action adventure, where they took an action adventure and they said, you know what? We don't want an action adventure. We're gonna and make it something bigger than what it is. And that's what they did. She took a one night stand with a 26-year-old, and they just analyzed it, and it was like, it's about 10 minutes long, and you laugh the whole time. It's unintentional comedy. So anyway.
That sounds very uncomfortable.
It was hilarious. I laughed my ass off. Your mom's hosts a podcast. They were like doing voiceovers on it, and I just fucking laughed for 10 minutes. I'm thinking, this poor woman, did her agent not say, you know what, hey Charlize, we get it that you fucked the guy, but you spent 10 minutes analyzing it like it was some new miracle drug. Young cock's been around for a while.
You're a hot woman.
Yeah.
And you got a 26 to fuck you. Good for you.
Good for you. End of story.
Yeah.
End of story. So, anyway, it was hilarious. So, but I think I'd watch it. But it sounds like something you really have to pay attention to.
Gee, I so wish I could use that for the title, Young Cock, and then just put that up on the title.
To be honest with you, if they do make a third one, that's the point where you need to watch the second one, because it's exposition heavy.
Okay.
Don't bother until the third one comes out. And if the third one never comes out, you never ever need to see the second one.
Yeah.
Because the second one's only there to
just go back. Oh, I watched the first one and it was great. Yeah. So, what else?
I have a Netflix movie I watched. I know John said he hadn't watched it. It was Head of State with Idris Elba and John Cena in it. It just came out. Came out.
Is that any good?
It's actually good in the moment. It's one of those things that you're like, ooh, and then like 2 hours later, you're having a hard time remembering the plot points at that point in time.
Right.
Exciting in the moment, forgettable over time. Idris Elba and John Cena have good chemistry on screen, and that really made this work for what it was. There is a formula right now, and when I mention it, you'll probably have recognized a few things. Well, you have the two buddies, and then you'll have the girl boss who can do everything. She does a lot of the fighting. Ryan Reynolds and Dwayne Johnson and Gal Gadot. They make up a movie. It's that same format. And the actress in this, she's an Indian actress. She's beautiful. She's married to one of the Jonas Brothers. Prisha, I'll butcher her name if I say it. But anyway, that's kind of what it was. Idris Elba and John Cena were the bumbling action guys, and she came in to do the cleanup and kick the shit out of people. But amazingly enough, and it's something I noticed, she got in fist fights with people, and they punched her in the face. But at the end, she's flawless.
Oh yeah.
It's like she said, "You are not making me bloody and bruised. I am too fucking pretty. Screw you." So, but I mean, as I said, it was for what it was. It was kind of in the vein of Air Force One, and Olympus Has Fallen. If you saw either of those, it wasn't as good, and there's a lot more camp. But there is a cool scene with Jack Quaid, Dennis Quaid's son from The Boys. He plays a station chief in Hungary or something, and there's like a 10-minute set where you're sitting here saying to yourself, I don't know how much they paid him. They probably should have gotten more out of that paycheck, because it was a really cool fucking scene. It was one of those things where the music matched up with the action, and he kind of like, you're thinking, I would have liked more of this, please. So it's worth seeing. It's guns are back. Oh fuck, guns are back. Well, there was a lot of really. What? Go ahead.
No, I was just wondering. You said guns are back, but isn't it a lot now CGI because of what happened? They don't do the actual shooting; they do CGI. Added.
I know they're doing shooting, but there's a lot of fucking guns in this thing, and they didn't. It wasn't a shame thing where like they're not going to use it. It was like, we got this fucking hardware, and in that Jack Quaid scene, he goes in and he's like, "Is that enough?" And there's a whole fucking wall of guns, and they use them all, and it was like this really cool scene. And that stood out in the film, and I was thinking, wow, I would have liked to see more of that character. But it was kind of predictable writing, and the reason I say that is they have certain taboos that they won't do in Hollywood now, and then led you down a path in this film where you're thinking, that's the bad guy? And I said to Susan, I said, that's not the bad guy. That demographic are not bad guys in Hollywood right now. And she said, yes, they are. You can tell by the way they're planning. I was like, no, they're not going to do that. That person's not going to be a bad guy. And by the end of the film, that person was not the bad guy. And even when you're sure, okay, this is the villain, and where they tried to manipulate you into thinking, I was like, they're not going to make that person the bad guy. It's just not where they're at in Hollywood. They will not make that demographic the villain. Sure enough, they flipped it around and gave it, Karen was the villain. So, and I was like, yeah. You should have gone where you were going. It would have been a much better film. But it wasn't bad. As I said, Cena Elba has good. Idris Elba has good chemistry, and that makes the film. So if you want to watch it, you're looking for a good action adventure film, check it out. It's worth watching.
Let me see. Okay, we got a few more minutes.
I'll just jump in with these two recommendations then, because it won't take long.
Okay.
Two things on Netflix. Department Q. Have either of you heard of it, seen it?
I think I've heard it. That's the one where they take on these really weird cases.
Yeah. So it reminds me a lot of Slow Horses, which made me think that you guys might like it. Because basically it's some misfit group of investigators that get put in a basement that no one really expects any results from. And even the main guy, he's some piece of shit who drives around in like this really old piece of shit car. And I thought, whoever wrote this likes Slow Horses, basically. But it's based in Scotland. And there's one of the guy who's a bit of a piece of shit. He doesn't like anybody at all. He ends up getting shot right at the start. And then he comes back to work and they want to find him something to do. And there's a bit of pressure for... they've got some money to spend. There's a bit of pressure for them to start getting better results. So basically, they give him an impossible task. They say, right, you go and you find us a cold case that is going to look good for the press, that we can investigate. And they don't expect him to actually do anything with it. They just want to look as if they're doing something. So anyway, he goes and he ends up... I won't spoil any of it at all, because I think you should watch this. And he ends up working with a couple of people, one of which is actually pretty cool. What I will say is that one of the guys that he ends up working with, I think he's Syrian. And he always turns up, smartly dressed, shirt and tie, very quiet, keeps to himself sort of guy. Is sort of like, yes, okay, I'll do that, thank you, yeah, sorry, all this, that and the other. And then there's a couple of moments in a couple of the episodes where this piece of shit boss guy just turns to him and says, what did you do in Syria? Because he is not the type of guy that he comes across as when you first meet him. He's pretty pretty fucking cool. It kind of reminds me. It's kind of a cross between Slow Horses and The Wire, the first season of The Wire, where they bring together all these people, where they think it's just lip service, and it actually turns out they're actually pretty good at the jobs. And it's
Department Q, you said?
Yeah.
Department Q. Yeah, I recommend you give it a go. And the other one, this is more for John, because this is I don't know where you'll find this, but where will you have seen him? What's he called? Mark Gatiss. I think he does a bit of writing on Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I think he's actually the trailer, one of the Fantastic Four trailers, as the TV show guy who sort of like introduces the Fantastic Four. So it's a British crime drama type thing. It's set just after the war, just after the Second World War, and it's very much like Ludwig that we.
Okay, yeah.
So like I said, it's only 6 episodes. It's a guy he owns a bookshop. So he's very knowledgeable. He knows a lot, and they haven't got into it yet in the series as to why, but the police use him as a consultant, because he says it every now and again. It's like a running joke type thing. He says, "I've got a letter from Churchill," but you don't know what's in the letter. You don't know why he's got it. You don't know how he's got it. Yeah. But if anyone ever says, "Why the fuck are we using him as a consultant?" They'll say, "Because he's got a letter from Churchill." But you don't know what the letter says. You don't find out. Not in this season, anyway. Yeah. So basically, it's 6 episodes. The 2-part mysteries. So it's 2 episodes per mystery.
Okay.
And it's very much in the vein of Ludwig, in that it's just a gentle British crime drama type thing. A little bit. What's the word? It's not a comedy, but it's
dramedy,
like a light-hearted show.
A dramedy.
It's not played for laughs, but it's quite light-hearted. It's like an early evening sort of British show type thing, I don't think they lean into the book angle of it quite as much as they probably intended on paper when they put in a first draft. But it's all right. It's good. It's good. It's the type of thing that I think you'd enjoy.
Yeah. So, but here's Paul, you never said the name of it though.
No, I just realised. It's called Bookish.
Bookish.
Bookish. Bookish. It's on a channel over here called Alibi TV, I think it is. Where you'll find it, I do not know. If it was on the BBC, you'd be laughing. You can get it on the iPlayer. I don't know whether you'll be able to find it. You might be able to get it on YouTube, maybe. I don't know. But I think you might like it, so I'd give that a go.
Okay.
Because it reminds me very much of shows like Open All Hours. The other one. Anyway, it's that sort of period thing. It reminds me very much of 70s and early 80s BBC programming. So I'll give it a go.
Okay.
And everything else I'll save till the next show. I'll let Scott have the final word. I think I've taken up most of your time today for this show.
I do have one small bit of news it's the only thing I forgot on it. Daryl Dixon, Walking Dead, has been canceled after season 4. I suspect Dead City will be canceled after season 4 also. They should have one episode. They should have one more season, 16 episodes of The Walking Dead, clean it up and let it go.
Yeah.
Bring all the cast together, have that closure, and then do what they did in the comic and just let everyone know that everyone dies in the end.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, folks, that is wrap for this one. Bookish. I'm going to see if I can find it in other forms too. Anyways, so yeah, that's it. We're done. Have a lovely evening. Go do whatever you're doing.
Or afternoon in your case.
Yeah, that's right. Afternoon. So take that and flip that over. And bye, folks. Have a lovely evening. See you guys. Don't go. Actually, go away, guys. But
have a good weekend.
Well, I'm cold. and we'll talk. All right, bye.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, my mother thanks you, my father thanks you, my sister thanks you, and I thank you.
That's all, folks.
Thank you. Come again.
Why, you little?